I just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay, another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Kamille Smith. And oh my gosh, look at that. I'm kind of on time. Kind of not. However, first things first, it's Black History Month. Blackity black every month, you know? But I just want to give a shout out to all the amazing folks that is creating better things in their life, whether it's people present, people from the past, and the folks that are going to do great things in the future. Right? So I also have one announcement to make. Remember what I was going to tell y'all if it happened, but I wanna put a song. I don't know if I should put the song yet because I don't want it to be like I don't want to get in trouble with what's it called, the copyright thing. But there's a song from not from my broski, or my broski loves the song, and I want to play it. So I was thinking to myself, what's the best song to play? Regarding with this, I hope I play. Oh, I think this is the song. But let me first. That's not the song I wanted to play. Oh, I should have asked him before I started, so I am gonna ask him while we're at it. But with it being Black History Month, it is also a love month. Family month, and I decided that I am going to represent for the lovers. Even though I am single.com, I feel like it's only right that I'll be able to talk about certain things that I've, based on what I've heard, what I've seen, and all that good stuff. I just want to help out folks that are, in relationships, engaged, dating, married, maybe married. Also, the individuals that, even the ones that have broken up or divorced, separated, whichever. This month is for y'all. We're going to be talking about love. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to be talking about family. We're going to be talking about love. Love in the air and all that good stuff. But I do want to play the song. Play. So while I wait for that and all this good stuff, I am going to share with everyone what they should be doing at this very moment in time. Right? Okay. But actually, no, stop. I'm going to first do a commercial because by the time I get back, I should be able to know what this damn song is. Okay? So give me a second. Give me a second, y'all.
Imagine turning financial chaos into calm. Meet Alex. Alex is a young professional buried in bills and receipts. They're overwhelmed, unsure where to start. But then, light bulb moment, Alex discovers FitnanceIQ. With just a few clicks, Alex is setting up a personalized budget thanks to FitnanceIQ's user-friendly tools. It's like having a financial coach right at their fingertips. Fast forward a few weeks, And Alex is breezing through bill payments, watching their savings grow and even planning for the future. No more stress, no more chaos, just simple steps leading to big results. Alex now shops with confidence, knowing every dollar's accounted for. FitnanceIQ didn't just help organize Alex's finances, it gave them peace of mind. Ready to take control of your finances? Visit FitnanceIQ today and start your journey to financial freedom. FitnanceIQ. Simple steps, big results.
Alrighty then. First things first, I want you guys to like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And also I want to thank you guys. Damn, he hasn't replied. Okay, I'll play the one other song, and then you guys will understand why I'm playing this song. But I really want the other one. Actually, I'll play this one. Hey! Big up everyone that voted for Kamille, aka Fitness IQ. Because guess what? That is right. We are the champions. I won by Blacks People Choice Awards for accounting. So let me show you guys the plaque. So big up everyone, honestly, that showed love. I'm ecstatic because I harassed you guys for a month, right? I harassed you guys for a month. I was like, please guys, pick me, pick me, pick me. And you guys did it. You guys frigging did it. So I am more than ecstatic, more than happy about. So actually next week during Love Week, I'm gonna be getting my plaque and everything and just making sure that I represent for everyone, right? So I actually got great news on February 1st. And then yesterday I also got some good news. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. 2026 is going to be pretty dope. I'm going to be pretty tired. That is for sure. But I want to show you guys so this is what I'm going to be having on my, I guess I'll be putting it on everywhere I can to show that I won. I won. I guess I have like gloating, and also no, not only that is I actually was the third most voted person, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was also said for the first person that has started, was able to be in the top 3. So I need to big up all my supporters, all my followers, my family, friends that voted for me, because honestly, if it wasn't for you, obviously I wouldn't have won. So boom bam bam, big up yourself. Whoa, hooray. And honestly, because a lot of y'all I harassed y'all, and a lot of y'all were like, yo, Kamille, if you don't win, honestly, I'm gonna be so upset. So I get it. So I'm really happy. Hold on. I want to show the plaque, Sometimes you gotta boost about what you done and things. Sometimes you have to boost, sometimes you have to show what you've done. Why is it not showing? Oh, okay. So give me 2 seconds. I want to just show it to you. I don't know how it's gonna show. How's it gonna show? Or do I just show it differently? Yo, you know what? 2 seconds. I think I'm just gonna show it like this. That's very interesting. So on Instagram, it does not look like this whatsoever. But I'm going to show the art of clicking the right thing out. I know I do this all the time. I'm supposed to show you guys something, and it takes me forever to show you guys. But it's okay. Patience is a virtue. And see? So I'm going to show you what it looks like on here. So boom, look. So it shows it like this. Weird, right? You can't see it whatsoever. But then when I go to my... Oh, it's not showing. Okay. I was going to show it like that. But if we go to... let me try to show it this way. You guys are actually going to see how it should look like. Where is it? Okay. Oh, maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. So then this is what it looks like. Okay, let me show you guys this. Share a screen. Okay. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like to me. But when you guys see it, when I save it, and yes, I'm not tech savvy as I should be, but anyone that wants to help me, boom, bam, bam. But talk to me nice, boy. Okay, so there we have it. I just want to thank everyone that was able to... Who's this? User, I guess that's user hates. Hello. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys, each and every one of you that voted, that I harassed for a month to vote for me. I really appreciate it. Sometimes I don't show my appreciation, but trust me, I am I'm ecstatic on what's about to happen in this new year. However, before I get into anything, I want to do my poll, but I also want to... We got to do the poll, y'all. We got to do the poll. But before we start, let's do another commercial break so I can get acquainted with everyone, okay? Boom, bam, bomb.
You're watching Things I Wish I Knew About Money with Kamille Smith. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay, now that we are back, I want to call this series, I guess it's Love and Money. I don't want to be fancy and all that great stuff, but I really think when it comes to overall discussions with our loved ones, friends, family, romantic partners, or partner. But if you want to do partners, I am not judging. Who am I to judge? But I feel like with all the situation, the one thing most people actually dodge is money. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you don't dodge money, perfect. You are like one of the few that actually don't. But I find that a lot of people actually do dodge money. And I think I want to segue into the way of learning to talk about money. And I'm not saying talk about money in the early stage to see, because of course, yes, you're going to think that someone is a gold digger. No, I'm not talking about those people or people that are using money to control folks. I am not talking about them. I'm talking about the healthy or fairly healthy relationships with money and having those dynamics, whether you're single, dating, married, separated, or trying to figure out things in between. We want to talk about those money so we'll be able to have a better understanding and stuff, right? I was gonna say I'm gonna tell you guys a story, but the one thing I don't want is someone to hear these stories that are being said and think I'm talking about them. I am not talking about anyone. When I am telling these stories, I am not talking about anyone I know. I've done case studies, I've created stories, and it's realistic to the point where it could be anyone. So I want to have that record straight that I am not talking about anybody's relationship. Okay, I'm not that person. No, if me talk about people's relationship, I'm gonna get cussed out. So boom, bam, bam. So I want you guys to think of a story like this. Is that a couple? They've been together for 2 years. Let's say, they're in love. They're talking about vacations. They're talking about moving in together. They're even talking about marriage, or children. I know. Sometimes it's okay. What is this? Oops. Sorry. I don't know what that happened. But I want to show this one. But I want to get that one. Okay. I don't even know when that came. Especially during this time of the year. I'm definitely gonna need coffee. Ooh, and I'm gonna show a gift that I got earlier, which I think is really cool. But okay, so picture this. They're talking about all these things, but they never talk about money. All right. Then that one day hits, and they actually sit down to plan a budget and suddenly discover that one partner has serious credit card debt. The other one has a low credit score, and neither of them knew because they were just too afraid to ask. And they're too afraid to ask, right? Or they didn't have those tough discussions as others would have, right? What could sometimes be an exciting moment of budgeting and stuff turns into a huge argument. And this is not because they don't love each other, but it's they never learned actually how to have that one simple hard discussion. And that's, and to tell you the truth, it could be most relationships, right? I've heard this so many times, but again, these are many relationships. It's not just one at all. So at the end of the day, most relationships don't actually have money problems. They actually have money communication problems, and that is totally different from what we normally discuss, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to like stress about, oh, are we gonna be 50-50? I'm going to try my hardest not to have that fucking discussion this month. I actually hate that discussion because it just doesn't make sense, and it depends on where you are in life whether you're gonna have that discussion or not. Right? So I really want us to be mindful about like what we discuss, right? But I am gonna I'm gonna have different segments. I started clearing way too fast. So, and you know what? This is across the board when it comes to even family members, right? So why are money talks hard? Ideally, money is emotional. When we think about how our childhood was, it's actually tied to our childhood and just certain money traumas that we have. If you think about how, your parents or your single parent treated money, it is tied to our childhood, whether it's self-worth, fear, or our pride, right? So we just want to be mindful about that. I do want to put up the poll. If I don't put up the poll, I'm going to be cheesed. But we worry about being judged. That's a lot. We worry about being rejected. And that's why some people, the way they treat money is the way they floss it and stuff. They feel like as long as they provide that that sort of security financially, they won't be rejected or judged. And we worry about conflict. And instead of us talking about it, we avoid it. And again, this is all around, right? So ideally, avoidance does turn into tension. And that's a tension that I don't want you guys to experience. I really don't want you guys to experience tension like that because it's just unhealthy. And instead of us being lovey-dovey or getting to know someone when we're just starting to date someone, actually getting to know them and like as a human being, we want to avoid those tensions. So the folks that are in relationships, you might avoid this topic because you actually don't want to have a fight. However, for the single folks, if you're single or dating, not exclusive with anyone, you might avoid the topic because you don't want to seem materialistic or scare someone away. And I also know that some people don't want struggle love. I get it. So we have to have a balance, right? We definitely have to have a balance when it comes to this. So either way, and even if we want to talk about family, we don't want to get into that argument like, oh, why are you pocket watching? I actually, ideally, no one wants to be pocket watched. Ideally, and I get that. Like, fine, you don't want to be pocket watched. Cool. But we definitely want to encourage having that discussion. Avoiding it is not going to change things, and I wouldn't prescribe anyone doing that sort of thing, right? Just give me 1 second. And also, if you guys remember, I am going to bring out these playing cards. These playing cards are going to be coming out. I wonder if I have it here for you guys to see it again. Just to remind y'all. Is it here? It's not here. But we also have the financial affirmation card. So even with that, if you want to when you're sitting down with your loved one, or if you're sitting down with someone that you're dating, definitely want to have that discussion with them too. So how about this?
Your money story begins with your mindset. Each day, choose words that empower you. I attract wealth with confidence and clarity. I manage my finances with wisdom. I deserve abundance in every area of life. With every affirmation, you shift closer to the future you desire. Financial affirmation cards. Shift your money mindset today.
So imagine if you actually had those type of discussions with your loved one. You'd feel a little bit better, right? You wouldn't have to avoid these certain things, and you wouldn't get into arguments. The last thing I want you guys to do is get into arguments, because arguments are cool, right? Arguments are not cool at all. But ideally, we want to be able to have these conversations and protect the relationship. And I think the one thing we want to have is certain type of money conversations. So here's one of them that I think you guys would love. And tell me if this is something that you've done or if it's something that you're thinking of doing, because I just feel like, especially if you are in a committed relationship for a long time, you're moving in, you're engaged, you're married, I feel like it's only right that if you're not comfortable having a monthly money talk, cool. Then how about a quarterly or yearly? You know, during the Christmas holidays, you're starting the year. You're about to start the year right, like you have your vision board, da di da di da, and all that good stuff, right? So the first question is, and I know there's something that most people hate. Where are we? So this is like having this reality conversation, whether it's what is your income, and this is not for people that are dating, is once you're in a committed relationship. And when I mean this, I mean you have an idea what they're doing, but to get into the nitty-gritty, I feel like it depends, right? It all depends, actually. It all depends. So you want to know, like, what's the income? Because you guys are going to be combining income, right? What's your debt, right? You want to know what their spending habits are. You want to know their savings. You also want to know their credit. And I think these are fair conversations to have, or fair things to ask, because it's not about you're judging each other, but you're just actually having a better understanding, so you're able to maneuver. I even think talking about like the spending habits is very ideal, because one of you guys could be a spender and the other one is a saver. How are we going to compromise those type of things, right? So that's ideally. Or there's one that wants to make it rain while the other one has so much trauma that they don't spend at all. Like they're literally having chicken bok for like, or ramen for like days. Nah, fam. We gotta also think about our health as well. So things like that, being mindful about that, right? And for couples, this means you're being fully transparent. You're not having secrets. And remember, I once talked about financial infidelity. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't wish financial abuse for anyone. So being transparent, especially if you're, I'm not. We listen and we don't judge. But if you're moving in together, engaged, married, it should be transparent. And if you don't trust a person, so why'd you marry? Like, why are you in a relationship with them in the first place? But we listen and we don't judge, right? So things like that. And for the single folks, for the ones that are getting to know someone, and it's like getting into like a real committed relationship, asking these questions, do not ask it on day one, first of all. Do not ask for anyone's bank statement on day one. But you're asking these questions to see if you guys actually align with each other. And actually, like, ask like simple questions of like, oh, what are you saving towards? Are you saving towards like a trip? Are you saving towards like going back to school? Are you saving for something grand? And it's not that you're collecting this data to see if they're gonna make it rain on you. It's that you're actually trying to see if you actually align with each other. And if you don't, then boom. Or just ask like, how did they handle budgets and stuff? The second question is where are we going? Actually, should I do it like that? Sorry, the first one is where are we? Okay, yeah, that. So the first one was where are we? The third one is where are we going? I know someone's gonna be like, Cam, this is too much. There was a time when I thought this was too much, but again, if you want to align with someone, and maybe the 20-year-olds don't want to hear this yet, but you want to align with someone ideally, just because us 30 and 40 odd people are just trying to like show you what is ideal. And of course, the 50s, 60s, I'm not hating on you guys either. But I just want you guys to be mindful about this, right? So then we have where are we going? And this is where we're talking about goals. I think knowing each other's goals, whether it's your partner's goals, your goals, and then combined goals, I think it's really important to be able to have an understanding of what those are, because eventually you want to be a unit. Eventually you want to build a life together, especially if you're trying to build a life with someone. Why wouldn't you want to know each other's goals, and how, not only that, how are you able to help them reach their goals, whether it's being their support team, whether it's being their cheerleader and stuff, whether it's, I'm not gonna say that word. I was making a joke with someone earlier today. It was like, instead of being like a sponsor, you're just giving them guidance, you're giving them advice, you're giving them the support that they need. No, I'm not saying be their sponsor. No, I'll never say that. I know, say I had this poll. Okay. But yeah, where are we going? So those type of questions are where do you want to live? What kind of lifestyle do you want? Do you want children? Do you have children? Are you gonna blend it? Do you not want kids? Do you want to travel? Do you what else? Do you want to build your empire? Do you want me to build the empire with you? Do we want to have property, investment properties, so on and so forth, right? Basically, just having a better understanding of the different dreams. Basically, having different type of dreams is going to create different type of budgets. You know, that's my favorite word, budget, budget, budget. So ideally for the couples, I just to be able to share your goals requires shared plans. I don't think you could just throw the plans in the air and then hope to catch them, right? It'll be ideal to just align with each other. And for the single folks that are and dating, asking these big picture questions so you're able to see if they align with you, or know these things before emotions get too deep. If I know. What is this? This sounds familiar. Ha! Hello, Nanu. Hmm, you and me have to talk after, but I digress. So just being able to align with these type of goals, so you're able to be comfortable and know, like, okay, if we don't align, like I've known many people that someone wanted to get married, someone didn't want to get married, someone wanted to have a child, the next one didn't want a child, and it didn't it clashed, right? It would be a disservice to actually, what's the word, it'd be a disservice to actually string someone on for a long period of time if your guys' goals don't align. And also remember that things change. We are not the same person that we are 10 years ago. I hope not. And we're definitely going to evolve and change 10 years from now. I hope so. Right? So I just want folks to understand that as well when it comes to. And then the third question is this one's important. Golly. I've been chatting all night. Beware with when you have friends that live in different time zones, because they will keep you up all night. All night long, all night, all night. Sorry. I'm not gonna sing again, I promise. But really, beware of the friends that But how do we handle money together? Ooh, golly, Bob. What an important question this is. But this conversation is to be able to have a system that works for y'all, right? And first things first. What works for your relationship will work for your relationship. I am not here to tell you, nah, you should do this. But if you find that it's not ideal or you find it being stressful, then pivot to a new thing, right? Oh, don't worry. Ooh, Nanu, the cussing you're gonna get later on is going to be sweet because we've talked about this. But it's cool. It's cool. Both. All right, bet. But however, I digress. Sorry. Distracted. Don't distract me. When it comes to handling money together, you really want to ask these questions. Are we going to have joint accounts or are we going to have separate accounts? When I was working at the financial planning company, I really was able to learn a lot. A lot of the high earning couples would have separate, like his and hers, or her, his, whichever you want to do. Partner A, partner B, C, D, E, A, whatever. And then they would have a joint account, right? So, and then this comes with checkings, this comes with savings, and this comes with investments as well. When I see the investments that were joined, I was like, ooh. This is when you know that they're really aligned with each other and they get the program they're with. They're not thinking that anyone's trying to gyp them. They're not thinking anything. I loved it. I loved seeing a joint investment account, and I also love seeing a separate investment account too, because we all have different goals, and like sometimes maybe like you have to think about your short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. I think it's really important to have certain things that will align with your lifestyle and your goals, right? Another question when we're saying this is who pays what. I think that's very important to discuss. Whether I'm not gonna say it. I really think, and this is only my opinion, if you don't want to do it, cool. It's just my opinion. Not really should be 50-50 because ideally you need a two income household to survive these streets. If you guys remember like the affordability conversation I had, ideally having two income households is ideal. Shit, if you could have a one income and it can cover two people, three people, whichever, kudos to you. You're the real MVP. But realistically, two household, right? So I would say instead of it being 50-50, see who's you've had the discussion about what income do you make. How about percentage? I think doing a percentage helps each other, or one person takes care of the bills while the other one takes care of the leisures, investments, and all that stuff. I also saw that at the company that I was working at. And I thought, I was like, damn, that's actually a good ass idea. Like, you're both know the goals that you have because you had that discussion. Like, where are we going? So, boom, this is how you're gonna handle the money and things, right? That's when he gets into a relationship. Don't call people out on my podcast. Oh, right? And who manages the bills? So it goes. It's like you want to know the systems. Having a system in your relationship will be able to reduce stress. Last thing we need to do is someone in the relationship has stress, financially has stress, physically has stress about mental load and stuff. I really think, stretching it out for everyone to be able to indulge the responsibilities is ideal. So for the couples them, you're deciding this intentionally. I think I said that right. So you guys are partners. So it's a partnership, right? So let's be ideal with that. For the singles and the ones that are dating ideally is an interview for financial compatibility, because you will realize really quickly if you're compatible that way. And I think it's really important for folks to understand if they're financially compatible as much as physical, mentally, spiritually, physically compatible as well. All these things holistically is important, right? So you really wanna, that's where it is. That's why I couldn't find boom, reply. So I did find the question. So ideally, I want to know how comfortable are you guys talking? How comfortable are you with talking about money with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your significant other? How comfortable are you? Right? You would think I would have wrote this one a long time, but I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. So you can say very comfortable, no judgment. Oops. Very comfortable, somewhat comfortable. Oh, this is the word I just want to copy and paste. Somewhat comfortable. And hopefully most of you guys are between the very comfortable or somewhat comfortable. Because if you say not comfortable, then you actually have to determine if this is the relationship for you, right? If you're not comfortable at all, then you have to ask yourself why, and what is the reason why you're not comfortable with that person. That is very telling. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nanu, for being honest. Don't forget to do the poll as well. Very comfy talking to family, but the women, as I said before, I think it's really important not to, at the very first date. I've always had this question on, like, when do you actually have the conversation, like these type of conversations with someone that you're dating? I don't think you should say at the first date, like asking someone for their what income do they have, what debt they have. It's kind of wild for the first date, me personally. But Manoa say that some people in different countries treat dating totally different. My flabber was gasted when I realized certain things after you have. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. But I digress. Right? D- um Dating sounds exhausting. I guess it only sounds exhausting if you are not aligning with the right person. And again, um talking about these conversations at, what is it? I think people say after the third date you will know whether this is someone that you're really aligned with. And maybe, or if you're a slow burner like myself, it takes a little bit longer to realize if this person is for you and stuff. So take your time. I honestly, I think the best bet is getting to know someone on a human level, um getting to know them so that you actually know if you actually like them, because there's going to be times they piss you off. They're going to piss you off. Everyone you love is going to piss you off. Listen, everyone you love is going to piss you off. But if you actually like them and you actually care for them, if you actually love them, you will be able to manage the ebbs and flows that happens, right? Yes, Nanu. I know you know I'm a slow burner. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. But I digress, because now going into our second or third segment. So now, okay, so remember, these essential conversations you want to have, and this is where things will be able to make things easier, smooth sailing. So where are we? Remember, this is more so for the couples, them, and the people that are dating more committed. Where are we going? So you actually know each other's goals, see if you actually align. um and this is more important for the people that are dating, so you actually know whether you guys align and if you should keep going or deuces, right? And then also, how do we handle money together? And this is more so for the folks that are moving in together, married, engaged, um before you guys get married. Hopefully, right? um Also, hold on. Before I go to that question or the comments, mm, you guys are gonna love this one. And this is actually something I had a. How do you spell that? Boom, boom, boom. How to start the conversation. Um, Honestly, maybe it's better to stay single. I think it's based on your ooh tax bracket. If you can, if you are managing yourself with what you are working with, cool, stay single. If you think that you want to be a team player, I'll say this one because I know some of the fellas is gonna love it. A helpmate or whatnot, and you'll be able to build someone's empire. Then maybe joining forces with someone is ideal. Or shit, joining forces with anyone actually. Being single and then just building wealth with your loved ones, right? You can have a business with a friend. You can share a house or a place to live with your friends if you want to stay single. just make sure when you're staying single, you guys have that arrangement. Whoever chills at the house, they respect the rules and stuff, right? Boom, bam, bam. But yeah, how to start this conversation? Eek. So there's 5 steps. There's 5 steps to start this. Obviously pick the right time. Do not have this conversation when you're having an argument. I think that's the most unhealthy way. Lead with curiosity, right? Start with goals. 5 steps. Sorry. See. And you know what? I'm actually a hopeless romantic. So I love R&B, slow jams, and all that good stuff. So this actually speaks to me because eventually, yes, maybe whoever's watching will see this and say, damn, Cam's actually a dope person. I want to see if our goals and stuff align. I'm not promoting myself, I promise. But there actually I want to write these down as well. Eek. How to start this? 2 seconds, because I know I know I'm gonna want to post these soon. So first one is pick the right time. Time is of the essence, the right time. Don't wait 5 years down the road as well. Pick a decent time. Do not do it during a argument. While someone's grieving or having a low day. I think having these conversations when someone's having a low energy is not productive. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Lead with curiosity. Be open-minded to what each other has to say, so you're able to learn each other as well. Also start with goals. Or start with an affirmation. Okay. Ooh, I'm not gonna say it too deep because the next couple weeks I'm gonna talk about that. I can't remember when it is. I'll double check and tell you when. Start with goals or start with love. Start with I really see a future with you. I want us to share our goals together. And all that good stuff, right? Starting with love, affection, affirmations as you're starting these goals, I think will really be a positive, healthy conversation. Right? This is not for the single folks, ideally or overall, but it could be. It could help Una out. All right? Hear me out. Hear me out. Show your numbers. Isn't that scary? Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I guess in my last relationship, because don't come for me. I know who's watching is gonna say some slick shit. When I was in my last relationship, we talked about numbers and stuff, but after that relationship, it took me a very long time to want to be vulnerable and share my numbers. Because at the same time, I was like, I'm single. I ain't gotta tell people shit. Right? So that was like the young, foolish mindset that I had. But then I was like, you know what? I shouldn't be scared to tell people numbers. And what? That's a good question. That is actually a good question. Thank you for calling me out. So, shit. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds because I actually have to remember how long we were in a relationship for. When it became serious was when I think when I got a job. No, when that sounds wrong. Yeah, when I had my job, I would discuss how much I would be making and stuff. Like, oh, I made this much this week, right, tay and stuff, because we were having discussions. We were having discussions, so I was okay with sharing the numbers. Now I am hesitant because I don't want anyone to ever think that they go play me for a fool. And I also don't want anyone to tell me that at early stage and think I'm going to be using them. I am not about using folks. It's not cool, right? I don't think it's cool. Nanu, yo, kiss my ass. Yes, Shayna. I gotta love my South African people that like to call me out, but it's okay. So ideally sharing your numbers first. I really think this is with someone where you know that you are going to that stage of long-term committed relationship. Sharing those numbers. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you ain't serious about that person, why are you sharing those numbers like that, right? Now they're going to calculate whether they're going to continue this relationship, make it rain and all that stuff. Even friends, like it actually took me a while to mention to friends like how much I was making because they always had an assumption. I was like, no. No, and that was had to be like I had to be honest with myself and just have that conversation with them. I'm like, no, this is how it is. Hopefully I'll do better in the years to come and stuff. So on and so forth, right? And then the last one is from the 5 steps with this lovely conversation. Hold on, it never fails that I have to like delete. I always have to delete. I should start a new banner, but there's some things that I just want to keep for a good while. Oh, this one I think is really important. Agree on one small step. I think it's unrealistic to think that you're going to have to do everything all in one sitting. And I think it will cause a lot of stress. The last thing I want everyone in that relationship to have is stress. Okay, if you're aligned with your goals, aligned with who's gonna pay what, and just like how you see money, you should be able to make this work and doing it step by step. Um, you know, when you have your quarterly, monthly, yearly money conversation, like, okay, these are the 5 things that we want to take care of. Let's figure out a plan how to make this work ideally, and not feel overwhelmed. Stress will kill us, yo, and I don't want you guys to be in a relationship in stress. Ideally, in a perfect world, when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be as stressed. You should be able to gosh, I was gonna say the wrong word. You should be able to help each other grow, evolve, take some weight off each other, and just share the load mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, those type of things. Ideally, in a perfect world, right? And if you're not about that life, then stay single. Right? Just stay single. Yo, Shayna, I'm blaming you. All of a sudden I don't know how to say single properly anymore because I'm like single on the plane and not single on the plate. Sorry. So for the couples, when it comes to having this conversation, it's you care about each other's future and you just want to have that healthy regular check-in, so you guys are still focused on your individual goals and your combined goals to be able to be a force together, right? Yeah. And for the single people, them or the ones dating, you want to be intentional with your money, and you also want to know how you're going to be able to manage and maneuver in this relationship that you're forming. When it comes to this conversation, it actually has to be, the single people have to have this conversation within themselves, and the people that are dating, about to be in a real committed relationship, this is just my opinion, should be having this conversation so they know that they're on the same page, right? Now, folks, the fun stuff. How do you know if you're dealing with a red flag or a yellow flag? I really wanted to make this fun. Nanu, you can come back now. um and when I mean that, you can tell me what your red flags are. I mean, and guys, this is all love. Me and Nanu know each other way back from Korea, and we talk shit to each other. So this is all love. Since I see him, he's fully engaged into this conversation. So I just want to make sure I want to know what his red flags and yellow flags are, you know? Shayna, I was gonna call you out too, but I'll be nice. So thank you guys for sharing. Okay, so what is a red flag? A red flag for things. I would say a red flag is refusing to talk about money. Refusing. Whether you're together, hiding bills, I wanted to say hiding money. It's not a red flag. I won't say it's a red flag, and I will tell you why. It could be a yellow flag, right? Secret spending or gambling, secret gambling. So you're like tarnishing the relationship's cash flow and stuff. Oh, a red flag, baby. Anger when finances come up. Why are you so angry? Why? We might have to stay single and leave dating to the extra. I like this one, Nanu. Instant gratification is a red flag. Tell me more. Would that be a red flag or would that be considered a yellow flag? Because a yellow flag is also discomfort. Yellow flag can also be different money styles, and I'll discuss that next week. The different money styles be during love day. Sorry. Or yellow flags is no system yet. I will also say, dang. I want to also say a yellow flag is hiding money before a purpose. Or that could be a green flag. So hear me out. Most women have heard this saying. Yeah, ask him again. Nanu, I need you to talk about this instant gratification. I need you to express it. Elaborate, sorry. So most women, maybe even back in the day, they said, have your vex money. Always have your vex money when you go out, and make sure you have a his, her account, or an exit strategy account. I think having an exit strategy account can be a yellow flag if you're in a situation where it's a not healthy relationship. And I know that it's really difficult to see these things at the same time, but nah, fam. Men or women and men. Sorry, I gotta represent the women first, because most times they're the ones that are being not acknowledging these red and yellow flags, right? Let's see. Thank you, Shayna, for asking him, and he answered. If you need instant gratification, and you can't control your finances due to that, it's a red flag. Okay, I feel you. Boom, bam, bam. All right, got it. Yeah, I agree. Or what's another red flag? Or maybe yellow. Impressing someone with money just to keep them, because remember, how you got them is how you will maintain them. So if you got them with money, you better be consistent with money. Okay. However, obviously, if you start off with loving, caring, friendly relationship, then you keep that consistent. I would hate to see someone like, okay, I'll just use myself as example. If I am the slow burn self, I got you with I don't know why I'm saying KFC, but whatever. um I can't say the slow burn part. So if I start with acts of service, I'm an acts of service type of lady. If I stop doing acts of service and I um throw it out like, oh, if you don't do this with me, I'm gonna stop the acts of service. That's not your true character. You're kind of a piece of shit. Ideally, right? But I also get when people get annoyed or pissed off, then they, tweak their acts of service and stuff. What is this guy saying? But no, Shayna said Vex money is a must, of course. I got you with KFC. Depends which KFC. If you're talking about KFC in Canada, absolutely not. I don't want that. But guys, hold on 1 second. I have to take a mini break again. I just acknowledged something.
You're watching Things I Wish I Knew About Money with Kamille Smith. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay, I'm back. I don't want my laptop to die on us because we're having a great conversation. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, having this discussion with me. I think it's a fun discussion. How about y'all? You having fun? You're liking the red and yellow flags? Ideally for the couple people them, if you're acknowledging these red flags or yellow flag, y'all have to address it now before it gets worse. I think this is only my opinion. If you're dealing with some of these red flags, nip that shit in the butt, because that will just cause tension with y'all, right? If you're single, you're dating, maybe we have to think twice before committing, right? If you notice these things before you're fully committed, do you really want to be in this type of scenario, situation, relationship? Like, bet. See, imagine they are hiding that they have a gambling problem. It depends on how you feel about those type of things. Do you really want to continue dating someone with a gambling problem? Yo, I've heard people like what frigging lose their house because they're gambling, lose their retirement because they're gambling. No, sir. Nope. Who's that in the ad? Don't worry about that, fam. Don't worry about that. Don't you like the ad? Woo! I can't tell you online. Gosh. But I thought there was one thing else. Another ooh. I can't think of it right now. Okay, so for the folks that are in the chat or watching on the replay, I really want to ask this question. What's the hardest money conversation that you've ever had? With your significant other. We are in a safe space. We are not judging. But and after you realize what that hardest money conversation was, how are you able to overcome it? Right? Because the ideal thing is when you're talking about your finances, when you're dating and in a relationship, committed relationship, engaged, married, da-di-da-di-da, how are we able to overcome this? Right? I really want us to find out how to overcome these because, yo, life, listen, baby. The way I seen how the stock market was going this week, as much as I say eek, 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 but it's actually like a great way to, start investing, great way to learn more about investing or saving and stuff. Having those discussions with your partner. Like, I would be very scared if I knew my significant other wasn't investing or we've been in a long-term relationship and we're not talking about investing together, whether it's stocks, rental property, business, and all that stuff. I would be concerned. So I would really love to have everyone that's having these hard conversations think about the goals. Remember, we want to know where are we? Where are we going? And how are we going to handle the money together? It would be a very disservice if you actually don't think about making your money work for each other. Because who wants to be popped down working hard when there's two of you? When there's two of y'all, and we're working, busting our ass. Nah, fam. We can work together and then put money aside to invest in stuff so we'd be able to flourish in the future. Don't you want to have a soft life? Don't you want to have a nice life? Or I shouldn't say it like that. I'm sorry. The lifestyle that you have right now, is that the lifestyle that you like? Or is it something that is there another lifestyle that you are striving for? Striving for, right? Remember, I don't for my single people, these are the conversations we're gonna have to have, but don't have it like the first thing. But also don't have struggle love is not what we want, right? I get it. But there's also love, kindness, intimacy, spiritual growth and all that good stuff. Being intellectual with each other, you really want to focus on that, right? Hold on. What's the comments? I asked you what was the hardest money conversation you had. You see idiot people like him. Again, he's my friend. We talk about this stuff. Talk to them about spending problems, credit spending. And that's something, yeah, those are hard conversations to have because sometimes the way they grew up was totally different from how you grew up, right? but be able to work together and all that good stuff to be able to do that. And then here, my fool friend. I want to pop bottles in the club with no regrets with Cam. So then invest in money, save for that day. Okay, because it will happen eventually. I do want to go to South Africa. I will say this: I do want to go to South Africa. I feel like this year I want to. This is a sidebar because guys, I do sidebars. I do want to explore the world again. Obviously with my budget and everything, but also go to the places my mom wanted to go to. That is one thing. It's almost 5 years. I just want to do things that I would love to I would had loved to do with her and love to her experience. And I'm still gonna do the things I usually do when it goes to traveling and stuff. However, sorry, that was a side note. But I do want, whether you're single, dating and stuff, there's always a time when we can have a discussion. So contact me at info@FitnanceIQ.com or schedule an appointment and stuff. Just if you guys if it's hard for you guys to have the conversation together, it's like therapy, right? You can have the conversation with me, and who am I to judge? I'm just gonna be the person to help you guide the way that you want to do things. And also, like a healthy relationship aren't isn't built alone, right? It's really, if you don't want to be in a relationship, cool, then there's different type of partnerships that you can build, that you can grow with to make wealth and stuff. I just want you guys to work on having an honest conversation. Also, before I wrap up, I want to tell you guys what the next conversations are gonna be. So you guys are here each week for the month of February. It is love and money, family and money, relationships and money, and deal breakers too. I think I talk about it a little bit, but I really think you guys are gonna love this. Let me make sure I want to just show you guys what's gonna happen in the weeks to come, right? I'm trying to remember it all. Yes, I write it down somewhere. Leave me alone, and it's just all up in all in one. I hate when it does this, actually. So next week, next week wow, why is it doing this? Hold on. Let me look at the comments first. Indeed. What did I know what you want to do? Shut up, Nanu. Respectfully. Sorry, these are jokes between my friend and I. He says shut up to me all the time. So don't worry. I'm not being rude to him. This is how it's tough love how we speak to others. Shayna and I talk like that to each other as well. We be shouting and raving to each other. And I am making I'm trying to make a reel about like this month too. I really want to finish and execute on things that I've been working on. I don't know why I'm looking over here. Before I let you guys go, I am going to tell y'all what we're going to be discussing each week. That is the game plan. There we go. We found it. Okay, so this week we talked about money talks with and having those conversations that we like to avoid. But hopefully, like this conversation helps you have these healthy conversations with your loved one, family, your boo thing, your side thing. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's a joke. Remember, this month I want it to be fun, right? I'm just joking. But at the end of the day, you want to find a way to build wealth before your relationship and after your relationship, or during your relationship, and going on ongoing and stuff, right? Week 2, we're gonna talk about love languages versus money languages. I think that's important. It's the same concept of just knowing if you guys are aligned with each other, right? We talked about it at first when you have that the questions of like what kind of spending habits do you have? I think that's important. Week 3, I forgot that Family Day and Valentine's Day, or Family Day weekend, long weekend, is the same time as Valentine's Day. However, I'm going to push back Family Day discussion for week 3. So February 21st. Let's just talk about family boundaries and having those smart money talks. So for my folks that have kids or my folks that are about to have kids, wow, there's my lip balm. Interesting. Um, and then the last one, oh, this is gonna be juicy. Dating, debt, and deal breakers. Ooh, and also, anyone that is single that doesn't mind having these discussions with me, or anyone that is dating, long term commitment, that doesn't mind having these discussions, anyone that's engaged or married that doesn't mind having these discussions, or even the people them that are separated and divorced that don't mind having these discussions. Like I said, week 3 is about love language and money language. Week 3 is about family and things, and then week 4 is about dating, debt, and deal breakers. I will try not to make it toxic because I really am sick and tired of 50-50. How much should you pay on the first day? Blase, blase. I'm sick and tired of that. Yes, Shayna. Shayna, Nanu. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want you to jump on these video calls. So if you're up for it, by all means. But I digress. Okay, folks. So make sure you like, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. And remember, this month is about love, relationships, building healthy relationships, caring about each other, loving each other, respecting each other, and protecting each other anyhow way you want it, and not being mean to each other, right? So make sure you like, comment, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and buy me coffee. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired and things. All right. So peace and love. I'll see you guys next week. Oh, and look, I wore pink. I wore pink because it's love month or family month. I'll see if I can find my nice red up outfit for next week. And next week's gonna be very busy for me. Ooh, again. Did he message me? Hold on. Oh, yes, he did. Yay! Hold on, guys. Hold on. This is for the ones that voted. This is for the ones that voted. This is for the ones that voted. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I thought I saw that one. I knew I was gonna find it. Well, I knew he would message me eventually. Eek! This is the one I actually wanted to play. What? Is that the song? Ah! Ah! Ah. Mm. Mm. Ah. Woo.
I just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution of time.